There is a show called Carrie and Jamil. Don't know that much about Carrie, but Jamil Hill was a sportscaster with ESPN, said a bunch of nasty things about President Trump, referred to him as a white supremacist. Some people thought that Hill, as a sportscaster, ought to stick to sports.
If you vote for Trump, you are a racist. You have no wiggle room.
I'm shocked that went viral.
Yeah. Number one, how much backlash did you get from angry Republicans? When does that happen?
I mean, it was, the backlash was not unexpected. I mean, I knew when I tweeted that wasn't going to exactly go over well with a lot of people.
Trump supporters.
Right, particularly Trump supporters, or even conservatives in general, who have done a lot of mental gymnastics to figure out a way to support this president.
David Duke just joined. A bigot, a racist, a problem.
Would you repudiate David Duke?
Sure. David Duke and robocalls are out again, the white supremacist movement supporting you. Do you have any words for that?
Well, I disavow. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow. Okay?
When we looked at it and looked at the question, I disavowed David Duke. So I've disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists?
Of course I am. Of course I am.
When Chris joined, we had a news conference, and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again.
David Duke is a bad person who I disavowed on numerous occasions over the years.
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. Ultimately, he got to the Ku Klux Klan, which obviously I'm going to disavow. I've rejected David Duke. I've rejected the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan.
But David Duke is saying to his supporters and followers, vote for Donald Trump. White supremacists are saying, vote. Do you want those votes?
No, I don't want them, and I don't want him to say it.
And you don't want the supporters?
No, I don't want anything.
What do you think of white supremacists, by the way?
I don't like any group of hate.
David Duke announced his Senate candidacy, claiming your agenda.
Are you ready before you ask the question?
Newt Gingrich said every Republican should repudiate this guy no matter what it takes.
And I do. Rebuked. Is that okay? Rebuked.
Rebuked.
Done.
Done.
Do you want white supremacists to vote for you?
No, I don't at all. Not at all.
His campaign is denouncing a show of support from the KKK's official newspaper, as in the Ku Klux Klan.
In the same New York Times interview, he denounced white supremacists. He denounced the neo-Nazis who support him.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK.
President Donald Trump signed a congressional joint resolution that condemns white supremacy, neo-Nazis, and other hate groups.
In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. Any group of hate, I don't like it. Any group of hate, I am, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy, whether it's Antifa, whether it's any group of hate, I am very concerned about it, and I'll do something.
In any case, she now has this show where she can kick back and talk about whatever she wants and to let the bigotry fly, and it is flying. This episode was called, What Exactly Are White People Superior At? Can you imagine a couple of white conservative hosts saying, what exactly are black people superior at? What do you think YouTube would do with that? Let's listen to a little bit of their show.
And what I've learned over these last several months, in what we like to call a racial reckoning in America, is that y'all voted for this man who is a racist, a white supremacist, at the very least a bigot. And you were okay with that.
But if so, my friends, we got trouble. Oh, we got trouble. Right here in River City. Right here in River City. With a capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool.
72 million of you cast your ballots for someone who wants to deny rights for the marginalized. And that's just not okay.
Next!
Qualifications.
Rape, murder, arson, and rape.
You said rape twice.
I like rape.
You'll do. Charming. Sign right here. Very good. Badge.
Next! White folks, she says, you've been warned.
Consider this your warning. Folks who look like me are betting on black.
You ever play roulette? On occasion. Let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
This country was built off of black folks. On our backs. We made you wealthy. We made you comfortable. And yet and still you want to hold us down.
Excuse me. I happened to be passing, and I thought you might like some coffee.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Well, won't you sit down?
Thank you. Cream?
No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
So she is divorcing white people because white people, at least many of them, voted for Trump.
Moving forward, what I have learned is that I can't trust you. People who are my friends, I break bread with you, I have food with you, we have a good time together. You went into that booth and voted for Donald Trump. How could you? I would like to tell you I was disappointed, but right now I feel disgusted. Y'all ain't so moving forward, I don't fool with you.
And the young ladies interviewed a white comedian named Chelsea Handler, the former girlfriend of rapper 50 Cent. 50 Cent recently said he was considering voting for Donald Trump. She said she contacted him and, quote, had to remind him that he's black.
You can act like a man!
Handler also said she has a message for the Karens of the world. You know what Karen is? Karen is now a four-letter word for entitled white women. Karen.
We're allowed to drive wherever we want.
Drive by my house. All right?
We are allowed. How fast are we going?
I don't care how fast you were going. Stop driving by my house with that
Piece of.
Yeah,
guess what? I could buy 10 of these. This truck.
I bet you live in a too.
Dude.
You live in your truck, you piece of.
Are you serious right now?
Out of my sight. Get out of my sight.
What is wrong with this woman?
Barry, get these two away from my.
What's wrong with this woman?
Or there's going to be hell to pay. I'm telling you right now, Barry. All right?
Do you know the police already came and talked to him?
Don't care.
Dude, you need to get a life. In the midst of a pandemic and racial injustice, complaining about a truck. You're complaining about a pickup truck.
By my house.
Lady, you don't control the streets. I'm sorry to tell you. Wear a mask. On if you're gonna yell at us. Put a mask on if you're gonna yell at us. Listen to her right now. You're embarrassing yourself. She already called the police on us, and she followed us to yell at us. Did you see the way she pulled up and skidded? Lady, look at your skid marks in the parking lot. Who's the reckless one? I'm gonna send this to the police. What did you just do? What did you just do? Get it. All right, she's gonna get violent. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You got no business telling anybody what to do. I don't care.
Y'all ain't.
White women, you see, need re-education. They need to be deprogrammed.
I think the next conversation that I'm looking to have is with all the Karens, you know, and some of these people aren't Karens, but they really think I can vote for Donald Trump without being racist. It's like, but you're participating in the systemic racism that he represents.
We're clear. Stand by to pull her up with the winch.
So just how badly did Chelsea Handler want Donald Trump out of office? This badly.
I got one final question for you, Chelsea, before we let you go. All right. If you could go back in time and stop Donald Trump from ever becoming president, but it involves you having sex with him, would you do it?
Ew.
Would you do this for the nation?
That's grace. Oof.
I would do it a couple times for the nation.
You would, okay.
You're a patriot.
You are.
You are a real patriot.
Part of my civic duty, I'm willing to perform.
And I guess it never occurred to any of the ladies that maybe, just maybe, Mr. Trump might not want to have sex with Miss Handler.
I see.
I'm Larry Elder, and we've got a country to say. I'll see you next time.